in the crafty basement. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am happy to be your demonstrator if you don't have one. Just look for Colleen Ciascio or the Crafty Basement, or send me an email at colleenciascio at gmail.com. I thought I had this ready to go. And I do. We are going to learn so many things to do. So many. Just one. But I made like 5 cards in 2 hours using this method. And the cards are so cute, if I have to say so myself. And since no one's sitting next to me saying it, I'm just going to say it myself. Dang, they're cute. So thank you for being here. And we are going to do this. How come this is not going live? How come it's not showing on here? Somebody please tell me why it's not. Let me see if I can refresh this. Tap to unmute. I can see me. Here we go. Here we go. Can everybody see me? Anyway, if you're here, say hi. If not, you don't have to say hi. Just kidding. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to use our 6x6 papers. Well, I keep mine in these little boxes. They're kind of like those big 12x12 boxes, but they're for 6x6 paper. This one is by Art Bin called Essentials, and I believe I get them either at Joann's or I get them at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure which one goes where, but I like to keep it all together. I won't tell you how many of these little boxes I have, but sometimes you can do paper shares with some other demonstrators. I personally don't, but they like to give it to you in 6x6 form. They cut the 12x12 into 6x6, or they just divvy up the 6x6 papers. And this way you get an array of all the different kinds of papers when a new catalog comes out. This stack that I have in here is from Leanne Greff, and I believe it was for she's great if you want to go by her, but she gives you at LAGREFF@gmail.com. She not only gives you the names of the paper, but she also gives you the colors. So for example, I did not get this one. I mean, I ordered this from her. Let me see. I don't even know what this is, but when you're looking at a 6x6 paper to do these cards, you want to find one that has like a kind of one that you can use for a focal point. Like you can cut these out and use them as a focal point. Why? Oh, you can make your own, but it's so much easier if you find one with a focal point. Like this has all these little cute little teapots. You could somehow, make a cluster of them. Let me see what else. Make a cluster of little. This one's way too big, in my opinion. I don't care for that. But here's another one. You can cut out one of these sprays. So what I do is I look for something that I can use for, look at all those lemons. I think we had a lemon set. You could make a focal point with the lemon set. But then I found, we're going to experiment tonight together with some of this paper here because I just thought it was like, oh my God, it's so cute. So let me just find one more that would be, look at that one. This one has nice ones if you want to just like cut this out or do that. So basically you take your 6x6 papers and you look to find a piece that has a focal point. Then you go, like here you've got mushrooms and gnomes, and you could make a focal point out of that. But basically, I think you get the point. I won't beat it to death anymore. So, but these containers are like amazing. I can hoard my paper in smaller containers that don't take up as much room, and then I could hoard some more. Who can relate to that? Hi, Jan. How are you tonight? I'm happy you're. She's very good if you want to watch her. I really enjoy her a lot. So anyway, what you need for this is you're going to need, let me check out, I actually put a description in it in here today. I'm doing good. So you need a piece of 6x6 paper. Let me see. I'm going to use this just as this one's all cut and ready to go. So I'm not going to really worry about this right now, but you need a piece of 6x6. And here's that paper I was going to show you. I'm going to use this, and you see here that it's kind of cut off at the edges. Aha, we're going to figure something out with that. And here's the shiny one, and then here's my base. So for just to make the card itself, you're going to need a 6x6 piece of paper. We'll cut it down in a minute, and a base card, and then a focal point. So those are the three main things you need. I like this. This is where I got the color for it, but we're not going to use this one. So you're going to take your 6x6 paper and you are going to cut it. Let's see if I can stay on the screen. You're going to cut off a 1/2 inch. So you have to decide if you want the 1/2 inch, like in this case, am I going to, oh, sorry about the shine, but it's shiny paper, 1/2 inch off the top or the bottom. I'm going to take it off of the top. So I'm going to line this up at 5.5 and chop off a 1/2 inch. I don't think it's an half, that's an H, so it's a half. And you can save this for whatever else you need. You can make a little Easter basket with it this week. This side you're going to keep as it is, but you're going to score it. Now, you're going to score it on, if you're looking at it like this, on your right side here, you're going to score it at, well, here you're going to do it at a 1/2 inch and then 4 3/4. So I'm going to do first the 1/2 inch. I'm doing this sideways, guys. I'm so multi-talented. I can score sideways. So I'm going to put this at the 1/2 inch side. Notice I use this side of because it's easier to do rather than have it all hang off. So I'm going to do it at the 1/2 inch, and I'm scoring and not cutting. And then I'm going to move this down to 4. I just have to move it down, but I'm going to move it down to 4 3/4. So here's the 4, 1, 2, 3/4 up to here. Here we go. And then we're going to score it. No, we wanted here the score. So we're going to turn the paper. Oh boy, I almost messed up on this silver one. Anyway, so we're going to then put this at 4 3/4. And we're going to score it again. You're good. Happy to be here. As Jan was texting me before, our new catalog for demonstrators comes out tomorrow on the website. And we are just so ecstatic, I'm sure I can say that, to find out what the new colors are going to be, both for the in colors and other colors. So anyway, so here I have scored it at a 1/2 inch and then again at 4 3/4. Okay, then we're going to cut our base card. We're going to cut our base card at 5.5 because our base cards are at 5.5. So you thought I was going to use this whole thing. No, I just found this extra piece of paper and I really liked how it went. I was going to use crumb cake, but I really like the darker color for some reason. I don't know. And then on the 4 1/4 side, we're going to shave off just about a 1/16 of an inch. So we're going to take our 4 1/4, 4 1/4, and we're going to move it over just a teeny tiny bit because of the way that this card is folded and scored and stuff. Taking off this little bit makes it a heck of a lot easier. So you have just going to take off a little bit, just a little bit. I wouldn't save that. I am not that bad of a hoarder. So I have my base card and I have my not so base card. And something that I did forget is that I'm going to need 2 pieces of 1/2 inch, 2 1/2 inch piece, 2 1/2 inch by 5.5 of DSP. So I'm going to, since I didn't grab them out, I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch off both of this side. I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to use this side, you'll see it'll all work out and you'll go, wow, that's so amazing. Maybe not. I would say, wow, that's so amazing. So we're going to cut off this 1/2 inch to use, and we're going to cut off another 1/2 inch to use the other side. And I'll switch that around when I'm done cutting. You might have to watch me cut. So you remember our DSP has 2 sides, so we can use that side too. And boy, this kind of goes really well with this. Check that out. That was a gift from God. I didn't know how it was going to be. But anyway, so now we have those things. We need a focal point, but we can do that later. Get rid of my... So we're going to take... Did I bring my bone folder this time? You know, I don't think I did. No, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. So we're going to fold our quarter size, the 1/4 of an inch size. I've got long nails, so I can do that. So I'm going to put the 1/4 of an inch side so that it's folding down, or so that it's a mountain fold. And then I'm going to take the other side that's 4 3/4, and I'm going to fold it back on itself. Ooh, look at that pretty green. I might change my mind. So now we have this paper that's 5.5 inches by 6, 1/4 of an inch, 4 3/4. Okay, then we're going to take our base card. Was this the one? Or was this the one? Which one did I slice it off of? Aha, this one. And I don't know if you can see, but it looks like I need a new blade on my trimmer, but it's kind of raggedy. Well, I'm going to take that end there, and I'm going to put it on the... I'm going to be putting the base card inside of the DSP here. So I'm going to take my glue. I hear it's going to snow. Oops, did I make anybody sad? I hope not. Okay. I'm sad it's going to snow again. But the fun thing is Tom's sister and Tom's sister's daughter, so Tom's niece, is coming to visit the mom, her Nana, whose name is really Betty, but Betty Ciascio. They're coming up from Florida and wanted to see snow. Well, you have known with these warm temperatures that we've been having, all of our snow is melting, and we were a little bit sad about it. But then what happens? We're going to get another snowstorm. Is that a good thing? I don't know. But okay, so I've taken this paper now, the 1/4 of an inch, I glued it to the base card. That has a real ribble in it, but it wouldn't if I had a bone folder. I'm going to turn it over, and then I'm going to look at this and I'm going to go, ah. I'm looking at this and I don't really like it so much, but the other cards that I'll show you tonight look better. But so this is, if I were to do this again, I wouldn't. Because of this color doesn't really go here. I would try to find one like on this one. See how those kind of go. But since I don't, I'm not going to worry. But I'm going to take these two that I had. So this, here, move these out of the way. So this, and you know what? I'm going to also use this, instead of using the other side, use that shiny side or whatever side that was. I don't even know, this side. I'm going to instead take a 1/2 inch off of the other side of this base card, because that's one of the things I did on the other ones. Here's my other trimmer, my old trimmer from, everybody remembers Creative Memories. That is what got me into this paper stuff, was Creative Memories. So I cut off a 1/2 inch there. And again, using green glue. And even my son knows when you use the green glue, you can wiggle things around. I'm like, Brian, how do you know that? Okay, so I'm going to take this card. I'm going to put some glue along this edge right up here. And I'm going to carefully turn it over. And I'm going to carefully line this up along the edge. Now, this was smart of me to make it so long, because you'll see what trouble I have in the next one. I'm going to leave it with those little flowers there, or maybe not. Kind of make it a mystery. Mystery, mystery. We all love a mystery. There we go. And because I had liquid glue, I got it on the shiny side. This card is going nowhere. Oh, God. I put it on the wrong side. I'm like, how did glue get there? I'll let you know. I put the glue there. Kind of worried about my brain. I told Jan earlier that I forgot what year it was. Oh my God. And I'm like, holy bananas. How could I forget what year it is? So you actually, can you see here? Maybe it's a good thing I had it down there. You're going to take this piece and you're going to glue it onto this side here. Oh my goodness, I'm having such trouble. I'll have better luck on the next side. So I'm going to just glue this. And again, great that it's a longer strip, because if it hangs off the edge, it makes it easier to decide where to put your paper. So I'm going to have it try to get this to stick out the same amount. Okay, now I'm going to take remember I cut off the part of the base of the other base? And I'm going to put my glue here, and I'm going to have this kind of hang off the edge, and this one is supposed to meet on those, and that was hard on some of those other cards because there we go. Now that looks even. There we go. Okay, icky icky. Take your scissors. Don't use your good snips when you're cutting with adhesive because they'll get sticky. But I have another pair somewhere. I think it's in my knitting. Can you believe that I keep my paper snips in with my knitting? Anyway, so now we have this. We're going to take this and we're going to glue it down to the front. You guys, you probably are going, oh my God, what are you doing? But as I had mentioned before, now my hands are gluey, mentioned before, I did 5 cards within like a 2-hour span. And I think that did include the thing in the front. The thing in the front. The, Jan, what do you call that? The focal point. Okay. So here we have this card now, and I will cut this part off. But if we were to cut a focal point, which is here, and I'm just going to do a quick snip, 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 and just kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing. And you guys know to move the paper and not the scissors, right? I'm sure you've heard that from someone. If you didn't hear it from me, you must have heard it from someone. And if I were going to do this, I might color it. But at this point, I think I'm not going to color it. But I would have to sit and decide what colors to use. That would be an hour. I told you I made those other cards in a 2-hour span. But I didn't have to think about what colors to use because they were already colored in. Thank the Lord. So speaking of the Lord, guess what's coming up? Easter. And I'm pretty excited. Do you know that my first chance at sending a Valentine's card and a Happy St. Patrick's Day card to my brand new grandson? I didn't do it. How could I have done that? This is bugging me. I'll cut that off. So I'm for sure going to send him an Easter card with a little bunny on it, maybe a carrot. There was that carrot set in our spring catalog. That would be a fun one to do. So I'm moving the paper. Here I said I was going to just do this, and I think I will, and then temporarily put it down. I could cut these leaves off, but I like them. So I'm just going to do this bad. I'll take it off and I'll do it better later, but for time's sake, I don't know why I'm doing this. I probably should have had it cut, but I didn't. I just like to talk. Talk, talk, talk. Not in person. If we were face to face, I don't know. I tell people I'm an introvert and they go, I don't think so. I don't think so, Colleen. You certainly don't sound like an introvert. You talk too much. So I would then take some dimensionals, which I will. I'll be able to take them off. You know, I wonder, there should be a way. There should be a way I could, remember this is temporary. Color this in with like gold stuff. Maybe spray it with some kind of a gold foil technique type thing. Let me think about that. So then I would put this on here, and I would put another little thing down here that says happy birthday. But oh my God, maybe I could even have put this green on here. Anyway, maybe might move this over so the bee's there. But there it is. And of course I would put a liner in here. You open it up, you get the other side of the designer series paper, and there it is. I don't know what to call this kind of card, but I absolutely love it. So let's straighten this out and make the other card. It's all ready to go. Have I told you guys how hard it is for me to make a focal point? So you're going to see how hard I worked, but how well I did. So remember, we have a piece of cardstock. It's a quarter of a piece of our 8.5 by 11, cut at 4 1/4, just a little bit shy of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We took our 6 by 6 piece of designer series paper. And when I was making, this is actually Rachael Tessman, a copy of the exact same card that she did, but you score it at 1/4, 1/2. Did I say a quarter or a half? I think it's a 1/2 inch, 1/2 of an inch, and then again at 4 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, I think I did give you but if you look, and then I don't know why I have that. So then score those. Then you're going to take your handy dandy glue, and you're going to first score this down the middle here. And you're going to add glue. And if you're here watching, say hello so I can mention your name. Who do I have watching? Just two. That's me and Jan. Jan and I. Okay. So I'm going to put the back of the card on here, butt it up to the score line, fold this back, turn it over. So there it is. I'm going to turn this back. But remember, we are going to put some strips of paper here. And what I don't like that so much because it's too pale over here. So let's see what it looks like here. Except it doesn't do that, does it? I kind of like the darker, the more, so that means that the light green is going to go on first. So we're going to take our glue, and I used double-sided tape, a tape runner, and that worked out great because it comes out straight. So then I'm going to put this on the end. Oh, I cut this short. Well, we're just going to have it way cool. So if I'm doing this, I'm going to line this up on these lines here. Here we've got that there and there. Or you can turn it over and see how that's a little bit too far away. The beauty of using liquid glue is what, guys? You can move it back and forth. So then you're going to put another dribble of glue. Now, again, this is like one side's good and the other side's not. This has a hairy side. Don't want my cards to be hairy. So I'm going to put this here. And notice when it's like really close up to here and here, I didn't have extra paper to give it so I can snip it off. Ooh, there we go. And then we're going to not even look, and we're just going to, there we go. glue this part down. Woohoo! Give that a good old crunkle. Crunkle, Colleen. What's a crunkle? I like the darker one second too. Oh, good. Thanks, Jan. Thanks, Jan. Okay, so here's our card. Open it up. And of course, you would put a white middle in there. This is just a little piece of glue. So, this looks like this now. So it is really the focal point that you're going to use to make this card really come alive. I did not bring any. And of course, everybody knows how much I love Pop Dots or dimensionals Pop Dots. That is a licensure infringement by me saying that. So if I put 2 of these on here, oh, you know what, guys? Earlier, I cut it and use it. You'll see on 2 of my cards, I didn't like how the focal point really kind of blended into the background. I used vellum. I was like, oh my God, that seems to be the new trend these days, is to have a piece of vellum. A piece of vellum. Anyway, so this, you'll notice, has a flat edge. This was taken off at the edge of the DSP, but I still liked the flower. And then, so I rounded it off the edges, rounded. Okay. And then we can just kind of tuck this either under here. Yeah. And then I've got some leaves cut from a different piece from this paper. This is the a little bit of I keep moving this thing. Maybe someday, not today, I'll glue it down or make it stay down. Here we go. Put it here, but I won't. I think I'll put it over here. Kind of break it up over on this side. There we go. You could put a sentiment here, or you could put a strip, a circle, or if you want, I thought about putting ribbon, but of course you can always put these things. Don't go away. You can always put gems, but these aren't the right color gems. And gems always add a whole lot, whether it's gems or other type of things. Let me see. Maybe we'll just try it anyway. So we'll take it out. I learned this too from someone on the YouTube, is that you take your embellishment bucket so that you can take it out the side, and it makes it easier. I'm going to take some of these greener ones. I'm going to take a big one. Put it here. Oh, it kind of really goes nicely with those leaves, doesn't it? And they say 3 or an odd number of 3 or an odd number. And that always helps. I don't think I like where I put these, but that's just how it's going to be. Here we go. Okay. So here we are. And if I were smart, I would have taken this color here and used it instead of the green that matches there. But anyway, so there's the card we made together. Yay. And here's another card we made from scratch together. I'm not going to put these gems on here, but I like them very, very much. I'm really excited to show you my other cards. Let me put the top on this before it dries out. Now, the thing is, okay, Colleen, what did you do with those other cards? It's all nice and clean when you start. But remember, I took that 6x6 piece of paper and I cut out butterflies. I just think these are too much of the 70s for me. Okay, so I'll show you that first. So here we have the one with the butterflies. And you see how busy the back of this is? I put a piece of vellum underneath here to break it up a little bit. But I wonder if I should have brushed it a little bit with color. But here this one is, and you open it up. Isn't that a green? I think it's one of those colors that may not be here next year. Or is it one that's staying? I don't remember. Okay, so there's that one. This one is like this one from the same paper pack, but I did not put a focal point on it because I really like this and I didn't think it needed one. But this will have a sentiment of some kind, probably hello or happy birthday. This one, I took a whole bunch of different flowers and I cut them all up and just shoved them all together. And again, you can't see that, but there's a piece of vellum under here. And that's to break up some of it. Looks better in person. And then it says happy birthday here. And I did that because this pink flower under here, I would take it off and show you, was like really bland. And I didn't like any of the other flowers to put over it. So I just made a happy birthday sign. And I like that. Now this card is by far my favorite. I bought this paper, not the stamp set, because I absolutely loved the sea life on it. Uh-oh, come on. Let's not go yucky yet. No, not yet. How do we do this? I think last time this is how we did it. There we go. Okay. I cut the whales out and then this turtle off of the paper. This is like the undersea scape. And these are like schools of fish on this side. This was a punch. It was too big. So I cut it and then put it together. And you won't see this line because I'll have like a white sentiment over it. I just haven't decided what sentiment. But isn't that like adorable? And let me open it up so you can see the schools of fish on this paper. And then this will have white, a white insert like that so you can write on it. But fold it over. See how nicely these two go? And the same with, let's see, I don't really know how to do this without making a mess. So I'll just kind of squish them in. So here we'll put this down here. Now again on this one, these two really went nicely together. So I like that. And again, you can have your paper in here so you can write your sentiment. That one. This one didn't really need a focal point, in my opinion. Maybe on this one you could put some ribbon on it. I didn't put any. This one we made together. And we put some stuff. Let's see. And then this one with the butterflies. And I'm sure you guys, I don't really like those butterflies. I don't have it. Doesn't matter. And then we have this one, which if you remember, I didn't really like this with this, but I'm sure if you used this, what is it? Seafoam, soft seafoam, somewhere else in with the flowers and things, it would blend together. Because when you open it up, even that doesn't go. Oh, well, so far, I just kind of wanted to do something with that metallic. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'll be here again next week at 7 in the Crafty basement. I do have a, after Easter sometime, I'll have a buffet. And then I'll send out an email. So if you want to get on my email list, go to Colleen Ciaccio, COLLEENCIACCIO @gmail.com. And then I'll send you out an email to let you know what's going on. Thank you. Bye-bye now.